Hey guys, what's going on? Today I am in a 2015 Mercedes-Benz CLA250 trimmed in the sports edition, and it's kind of special because this is my own car. This is Mercedes' newest vehicle to come to the production line. The CLA came to Mercedes in 2014 as it's the baby Benz, the baby Mercedes, the baby AMG if you have the CLA45 AMG. It's a budget Mercedes. I mean, a long time ago, probably 10 years ago in 2004, Mercedes was popping out really expensive luxury cars that not everybody could afford. Only, the higher class, the higher end class, the middle classes could afford. And Mercedes decided to follow the rest of the European car brand and go more economical with their cars and their engines. Like BMW and Audi both had, their sport edition cars were big old V8s, just as the AMGs were recently until up to 2015. But Audi and BMW converted to using superchargers and turbochargers to be more fuel efficient. I mean, you look back a couple years ago, those cars were getting 19 to 22 miles to the gallon on highway, and now they're in the 30s. And look at this car itself. This car, 24 in the city and 32 on highway. Although after driving this car for a year, there has been plenty of times I have gotten 39 or 40 on the highway for a long periods of time. So let's talk a little bit about this car, and then we'll talk about the car. So this is a 2-liter inline-4 turbo, puts out 208 horsepower at 5,500 RPM, which it redlines at I want to say redlines probably at 72-ish. I have not redlined it. I've came close. I've gotten up to 7,000, and this does have paddles on it. It is a 7-speed automatic manual. So along with the 208 horsepower at 5,500 RPMs, it also has 258 pounds-foot torque at a relatively low 1,250 RPMs. You can buy a base model for just shy of 33 grand. You can't beat 30 grand for a Mercedes-Benz. Yeah, this is soft touch. This is really hard plastic. I don't like it, but hey, it's, what do you expect for 30 grand? So let's get to the interior of the car. So there's a nice leather wrapped steering wheel with a flat bottom. The car is trimmed in red. There's a red lip on the diffuser and the splitter. And then on the inside, as you see, there's red seat belts. There's red stitching in the seats. The seats are made of leather with fake Cantera in the middle part, which is comfortable. I want to say it's comfortable for a while. The bolsters really hold you in. Especially this car can corner amazing. The driver's side and the car is small, so the driver's side and the passenger side are really compacted together between the door and the center console, so your legs are held in place too. And the steering wheel is a smaller flat bottom steering wheel with a great 2 and 10 grip and a 3 and 9, and it feels good all the way around. And trust me, when you're hanging on for dear life, going around a turn, it really feels comfortable. And I think that really makes a car is the steering wheel. The competitors of this car is the Audi A3/S3, depending on which CLA, you get the 250 or the 45, which, I mean, put this in your perspective. The A3 starts at 31, which this car starts at 33. This car has 208 horsepower. The Audi has 220 horsepower, and they're both 2-liter inline-4 turbocharged engines. Along with the Audi is the BMW 2 Series, along with the 1 Series, I guess you can put that in there, which that is a little more pricier, starts at 34, but has 240 horsepower. So basically, the German car companies are looking at not only America, but the rest of the world, and seeing all these young executive type kids, or the kids that are really looking for another car, a practical car, I should say, after their STI or their Evo. BMW, Audi, and Mercedes all made these budget cars. But let me tell you, this car, it will, for only 208 horsepower, but 250 torque, it will get up and go. With not only the turbo making the car economical, but 208 horsepower is not much. But that turbo makes it feel like. Another thing that goes with the turbo is the car is light. The car is only 3,300 pounds, which, yeah, I mean, you might say my 240 SX is only, 2,200 pounds. But this is a fully loaded Mercedes-Benz. Like, that, the S-Class, if you get the S550, that's almost 5,000 pounds for a car. That's, that's pickup truck or SUV weight right there. So 3,300 pounds, not that heavy in today's terms with cars. This car comes in 2 variants. It comes with a front-wheel drive only, which is actually Mercedes' first ever time in America with a front-wheel drive car, and it's doing good with the front-wheel drive car. Obviously, this car is based off of the European A-Class, which is basically the same car, although cut off at the end of the back seats. Instead of being a coupe-style car, it is a hatchback, which I kind of wish they would have brought that to America. That would have been kind of cool. The hatchbacks in America are definitely not as big as Europe, but they're getting bigger, the scene, and I think it would be cool. I think, honestly, give Mercedes a couple years, and I think the A-Class will come to America. But that's been in Europe for a while, and that is their entry to front-wheel drive. And then they brought, since I can imagine sitting at the Mercedes-Benz drawing table, and we're like, let's make this A-Class an American version. And of course, the German people, Americans, they like everything bigger, so let's make the car longer. So, I mean, it's still the same wheelbase as the A-Class. It's 106.3 inches, and the A-Class is the same. It's just they added a trunk instead of a hatch and made it more of a coupe styling. It looks like, honestly, I put it side by side with the CLS, and it looks like a baby version of that. Let's get back to talking more about the performance-wise. It's 0 to 60 in 6.3 seconds, a quarter miles in 14.8 seconds at 94 miles an hour. So, I mean, that's quick. It's not, it's not the world's fastest. It's not like a SLS, like I said earlier. It's not like an SLS that would do 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds and a quarter mile at well over 120 miles an hour, close to 10. It does have, I don't know if there's a technical term, but I like to call it myself. It does have the Mercedes-Benz standard. It's electronically limited to 155 miles an hour, just because when Mercedes is making a $30,000 car and making a $120,000 car, you don't want that $30,000 car going faster than a $120,000 car. That makes sense. I mean, sure, I'm sure if you have your own product, that will make plenty of sense, but you don't want that to happen. That is quite embarrassing that somebody's going to spend all this money on a car, and then a car that is less than quadruple the price is faster. So you will get up to 155. The car will just stop. Not literally stop, it just won't go anymore. It will go. The gear ratios in this car is spot on. This transmission, this dual clutch 7-speed transmission is excellent. You can get well over 100 miles an hour in just fourth gear alone, and you know, you have 3 more gears after that to get up to 155. So they did really good on the ratios with this car. People are giving Mercedes-Benz crap for coming into the budget game, but I mean, your competitors are doing it. When the other German competitors, Audi and BMW, are doing this, you need to follow, or you're gonna lose money on making those expensive cars. Another thing I do like about this car, having the AMG performance package on it. It has the AMG exhaust on it versus the standard exhaust. Guys, it is quite loud. It definitely, when you want to stay quiet, it stays quiet, but when you get on it, guys, it is a screamer. Like I said, it's small in here. It fits 5, or it says on paper it fits 5. I honestly have only had 3 in the car at most. No, I lie. I at most have only had 4 in the car, and it's tight. There is no back seat. This car might as well be a 2-door. There is absolutely no back seat room. In order to get people in the back, you actually have to move the seats all the way up. If I put my hand back here, I have this seat in a normal passenger riding position that anybody would ride in comfortably. And there's probably only a foot, maybe a foot and a half between the seat and the back of this seat and the front of this seat. So unless if you don't have legs, you're going to be tight in here. So in order to get somebody back here, in order to use these 4 doors, you have to scoop both seats all the way up, and then in return makes it uncomfortable for the passenger and the driver, but makes it comfortable for back there. Another thing, it doesn't really bother me that much, but the coupe styling has the sloped roof, which in return cuts off headroom. I've only sat there back there once, but because of the sloped roof right here, you have to sit like this, and depending on how long you are driving, if you're a taller person, you might get real tired real quick. So I don't want to talk bad about the car. So let's talk things that I like about the car. It's cheap. Well, I mean, if you're looking to buy a car, 30 grand, you can buy a lot of cars for 30 grand. Now, granted, for 30 grand, you're going to get the base model, which is front wheel drive, and it's just, you know, an economical Mercedes-Benz, which if that's what you're into, that's what you're into. If you want to go for the more hardcore version of the 250, you can buy the Sport Edition, which is going to be in the 40s. The things I like, the car feels quick. I'm not saying it's quick or not. It will, if you want to go out and have some fun, it will put you in your seat. It's tight, it's controlled, it's everything you want in a weekend driver. I would say it's like, you know, when people buy Miatas for fun on the weekends. It's kind of like that, but obviously a little more serious just because it's actually a full-size car. Do like the miles per gallon. Like I said, there has been plenty of times I have gotten 40 miles to the gallon, but on paper it says it gets 33 to 35 on the highway. There was a couple different numbers on the internet. I, being the immature kid that I was, didn't bother looking at it when I bought the car to see what Mercedes actually says. The things I don't like about the car is it's tiny. Am I satisfied with the car? Yes. There are some days like I said, that I wake up and I get in the car and it's just like, the seats are comfortable, they hold you in, but on a hot summer day, this Alcantara, real or fake, whatever you want to call it, it gets hot, it gets muggy. When you're sweaty back, it does not feel good, I'll tell you that. Another thing I don't like I said, being the baby Mercedes or budget Benz, it feels cheap. You know, there's a lot of drawbacks. The screen, it's nice, it's flimsy, it's plastic, you can tell it's all plastic. It doesn't go away like the Audis do. If I would go back to the dealership and had picked between this, the BMW or the Audi. I would say this, just because if I had to choose out of those 2 cars, I would say this. But if I went back to the dealership today, I honestly would get either an M3 or a C63, just because I want something a little bit fuller. I want something with a little more power. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video of the 2015 Mercedes-Benz CLA250.